All right, court's on the record, Commerce City Municipal Court for the afternoon session of January 22nd, 2022. First, let me apologize for being late. I was on an important phone call that took a little bit longer than I expected it to this afternoon. For the people on Zoom, if you would please put your devices on mute, I will ask you to unmute when I'm ready to call your particular matter. I'm going to go ahead and begin with Olivia Manoli, if Mr. or Attorney McDonald will unmute their device.
I did, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McDonald. Give me just a moment. 106. On the record regarding EM 10648. Oh, this is interesting. Are we expecting Ms. Manoli to join us?
We're not, Your Honor. I have her authority. She's in school today and had a algebra test that she could not miss.
Okay. I'll note that she's a juvenile. And the city attorney is indicating that this matter is being set over. The proposed disposition I have is that we'll set this for pretrial conference as Ms. Manoli can complete 8 hours of community service and no further violations upon the next court date or before. If everything's in order, I can dismiss this case. Is that a correct statement of the proposed disposition?
That's correct understanding, Your Honor.
Okay, and give me a moment.
You want me to enter my appearance, Your Honor?
Yeah, I thought we had a written, but I don't see one. Go ahead.
Okay, Lorinda McDonald, registration number 16507, appearing on behalf of defendant Olivia Manoli. And we did submit a written entry of appearance as well, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. I just didn't see it on our list. That's okay. All right, so we're going to set this matter out. We're typically setting it out about 30 days. I'll note that today is January 27th. We could do February 24th or go to March 2nd or 3rd. We do all the...
Your Honor, if we could possibly go to March 3rd or even the following week, the issue is that Miss Manoli's father is disabled, and Miss Manoli is the one that will have to drive her around to do her community service because her father had a stroke and cannot drive. So we may need a little additional time for her to complete that.
It's only 8 hours. It's not like it's going to take a long time to get 8 hours done. I'm really inclined to set this on March 3rd at 1:15.
I'm fine with March 3rd, Your Honor.
All right. We'll set this for pretrial conference March 3rd at 1:15. When you leave the meeting, my clerks will reach out to you by email. They'll send you the form we use for community service. Community service can be done anywhere. It does not need to be done in Commerce City. The only requirement that I make is that it be done at a legitimate nonprofit agency. Okay?
Understood. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Any questions or anything else I need to address?
I have nothing further. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. You can go ahead and leave the meeting.
Thank you now.
All right, on the record regarding Alexandra Martinez, this is case number EM0286. Mr. Gonzalez, you can unmute your device. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And are we expecting Ms. Martinez?
She is on Zoom.
She is on the Zoom?
Yes.
Alexandra Martinez, have you unmuted your device?
Yes, Your Honor. I think I'm unmuted.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, good. Mr. Gonzalez, I have a document that indicates that if Ms. Martinez pleads guilty to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, a 3-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge from December 6th of 2021. Is that a correct statement of the proposed disposition?
Yes, it is, Judge.
Okay. And Ms. Martinez, is this in fact how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Gonzalez, would you waive further reading and advisement regarding this for your client?
Yes, Your Honor, we do.
I don't see an entry here either. Mr. Gonzalez, your registration number, please?
23198. I did submit a written entry to the clerk.
Yeah, for some reason, they're not showing up on our document management. Maybe they're in the record of actions. Let me look. Well, I show everything about the attorney except I don't see the entry, but that's fine. It's good enough. You've appeared today. Oh, here it is. They just didn't put it in the documents. All right. All right, Ms. Martinez, has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this 3-point charge of improper lane use against your will?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing?
No, Your Honor.
Have you had enough time to speak to Mr. Gonzalez with regard to the options available to you on the original charge in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you satisfied with the service, advice, and representation that he has given you thus far in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, a 3-point violation on December 6th of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Thank you. Mr. Gonzalez, would you waive the necessity of the establishment of a factual basis to support the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. I'll accept the plea. Anything by way of mitigation?
Judge, Ms. Martinez is 21 years old. She's in college currently, I think, trying to get her postgraduate degree. So I would ask the court to minimize any fines as much as possible. She currently is residing with her parents because of the expense of college.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Martinez, I actually show that you're 23 years old. How long have you been driving in Colorado?
I've been driving in Colorado for 5 years.
This looks like it's your first moving violation in that time. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Where are you going to school at?
Front Range Community College.
Okay. Don't speed on 112th.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let me do the math. That's way too fast to be going on Highway 2. Your schedule fine's $200 because of how fast you were going when you picked up this ticket. Your clear driving record is what we call a mitigated driving record. And with your plea bargain that Mr. Gonzalez was able to work out with you, I can reduce your fine significantly. I'm going to take your fine from $200. I'm going to reduce your fine to $90 plus surcharges plus court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email, either later today or tomorrow. They're going to tell you what the total is, and if you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Gonzalez, is there anything else I need to address on this case?
Nothing, Judge.
All right, thank you very much. You can both leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. George Ward, if you would unmute your device. This is EM4681. Good afternoon, Mr. Ward.
Good afternoon.
All right, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, that's a 2-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the original careless driving charge against you from December 28th of 2021 at 6:32 in the evening in the area of the 6900 block of Eudora Drive here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, I did.
And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of on that video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation on December 28th of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, Your Honor. I just hoping I can get the minimal fine possible.
Okay, well, you do have a mitigated driving record. Your driving record's excellent. You do have an aggravating factor, and that's the collision itself. Give me a moment while I review the accident report, please.
Okay.
Let's see what we've got here. All right, no one was injured, which is a good thing. Your scheduled fine in this case is also $200. And again, your driving record is excellent. I can reduce yours. I can't go quite down to what I did for the young lady because she had no aggravating factors. Yours is the collision itself. I'm going to reduce your fine from $200 to $120.
Okay.
Plus surcharges, plus court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerks will reach out to you by email either later today or tomorrow. They're going to tell you what the total is, and if you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
You too. Thank you. Okay, Rebecca Zamora, if you would unmute your device, please. This is case number EM13001.
Hello.
Okay, let's see what we've got here. I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, a 3-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the speeding charge against you from December 28th of 2021 at about 10 o'clock in the morning from the area of 99th and Tower Road here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes.
Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal related rights that you were advised of on that video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, a 3-point violation on December 28th of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, Your Honor.
Your driving record shows a ticket from January of 2021 in Thornton. Is that entry correct?
Yes.
You think it's correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Your scheduled fine in this case is $160. I'm going to go ahead and lower it back down to $120, plus surcharges, plus court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email later today or tomorrow. They're going to tell you what the total is with everything added in, and then if you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
Bye.
Okay, Michael Smith. Case number is EM1914. If you would unmute your device, please.
Yep.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge against you from December 22nd of 2021 at about 3:30 in the afternoon in the area of 75th and Highway 2 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you take the opportunity to watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video.
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation on December 22nd of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want to tell me that I should take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
Hopefully lower fine.
Okay, well, you're going to have to start slowing down on that part of Highway 2 because you know that it's a 35. I mean, you probably
I know.
every day.
I know. I know.
All right.
In my own world that day.
Yeah. How long have you been driving in Colorado?
My whole life, mine is 12 years.
Yeah. It looks like this is your first ticket in at least the past 10 years. Is that right?
Yep.
All right. Your scheduled fine's $120. I'm going to reduce your fine to $30 because of your excellent driving record and because I don't expect you to do this again. So it'll be a $30 fine plus surcharges and court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerks will reach out to you by email either later today or tomorrow. They'll tell you what the total is, and if you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you can go ahead and leave the meeting and just promise me from now on you'll focus on your driving when you're out on the roadway, all right?
Will do. Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good day.
You do the same. Thanks.
Okay. I'm showing this as Guadalupe Flores. Case number is EM4680. If you'll unmute your device.
Yes, hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of speeding 55 in a 45-mile-per-hour zone, the city attorney will dismiss both of the original charges against you from December 23rd of 2021 at almost 11 o'clock at night in the area of the 151 block of East 104th Avenue here in Commerce City. So you're about 1 block east of Chambers on 104th Avenue when you got this ticket. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, did you watch the advisement of rights video?
I did.
And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea
to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of on that video.
Yes, I understand.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No.
Then to the added reduced charge of speeding 55 in a 45 zone, a 4-point violation, on December 23rd of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Anything you want to tell me that I should take into consideration before
Uh,
I impose the sentence against you?
Just that it's my first time getting pulled over since I've been driving.
Yeah. How long have you been driving in Colorado?
I've lived in Colorado all my life, but driving like maybe 5 or 6 years.
Okay. All right, your scheduled fine is actually $240. I'm going to take this based on the plea bargain that you've entered and reduce your fine to $100 plus surcharges and court costs, rather than just cut it in half based on your good driving record. I'll reduce a little bit more than that. So the fine's
Thank you.
$100 plus surcharges plus court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email either later today or tomorrow. They will tell you the total, and if you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you. Do you have any questions?
Cool. I do not. Thank you.
All right, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
You too. Thank you. All right. Zane Rexroth, the case number is EM4248. If you would unmute your device.
Hello.
Good afternoon. And is that your father that's with you?
Yes.
Okay, you're Zachary Rexroth?
Yes.
Okay. The city attorney is moving to dismiss this case. It looks like, I guess you're both, oh, that doesn't make sense. The father's name is Zachary, the son's name is Zane, is that right?
Yes.
All right, I'll have to have Mr. Garland fix this paperwork, but I'll have him do that off the record. It looks like everything has been done that was required to be done. He's moving to dismiss this case. Zane, because of your age, I'm going to go ahead and enter the order of dismissal, and because of your age, I'm going to expunge it from your record, which basically means you're going to have a clear record as far as the general public is concerned on this case. When it's an expunged record, that means that law enforcement and judges can see it, but nobody else can. So you need to understand that you got a huge benefit from this case by complying with the order and having the city attorney dismiss this matter. So when you leave the meeting, my clerks will email you a copy of the order of dismissal. You don't need to do anything else. I'll automatically expunge it. Do either one of you have any questions?
No, Your Honor. And that, Your Honor, the email that the clerk's going to send, you want me to attach the paperwork for community service?
Yes, if you can. Yeah, when they
Okay.
send you that email, go ahead and do that.
I will do that.
All right, thank you.
Thank
can
you.
leave the meeting. Yes. So
Carmen, I'm entering the order of dismissal and entering on the bottom that the case is to be expunged, okay?
Thank you.
Uh-huh. And the defendant's name is Zane, the father's name is Zachary. Adam had just written it incorrectly on the Rule 211, but I've gotten him to fix it, so we're good. Okay, give me a moment. All right, Craig Skylar Badon, if you would unmute your device, this is case number EM9652.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, that's a 2-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the original charge against you from December 23rd of 2021 at about 12:23 in the afternoon in the area of 104th and Reunion Parkway here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, give me just a second. I see that I've already entered a default in this case, so I need to take a look at that. No, that doesn't help me very much. Oh, okay. You were just supposed to be here yesterday. All right. Then I'll grant that request. Set aside the default. All right. Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, that you would be waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of on that video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation. On December 23rd of 2021, here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
Requesting lowest fee possible.
Right, give me a moment while I look at the accident report. No one was injured in this accident, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. And my note shows that there's a moving violation within the year. Give me a second while I pull that information up. Yeah, I'm showing that you got a ticket on November 5th of 2021 in Denver. Is that entry correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, your scheduled funds, $240. Because of the moving violation within the year and the collision itself, I have to impose an aggravated fine. I'm going to reduce your fine from $240 down to $200 plus surcharges plus court costs. when you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email later today or tomorrow. They're going to tell you what the total is, and if you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. All right, Steve Salter, if you would unmute your device, please. This is case number EM7646. Mr. Salter, you're still on mute. I need you to unmute. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. All right. The city attorney says that he's willing to set this matter over for one more pretrial conference to give you the opportunity to complete the 16 hours of community service and making better choices class. Obviously, the conditions of staying away from the Mile High Marketplace and having no contact with Chris Betts will continue as well. So we're going to, when you leave the meeting, we'll give you a new court date. I show that you have the class scheduled for February 6th. How much more time beyond that are you going to need for the community service?
Hopefully I can get it all done that week.
Okay, well, why don't we go ahead and set a court date? Why don't we do February 17th? You think that gives you enough time to get everything to the court that you need to?
That's going to push things with one vehicle.
Okay, well, the class is on the 6th. You said you thought you could get it done within that week. I'm giving you almost a full week past that to turn in the paperwork.
Right. Okay.
So do you think the 17th gives you enough time?
I'll get it done.
Okay. So we'll reset your case for pretrial conference to February 17th at 1:15. My clerks will send you a notice. They'll send you a notice that the class deadline has been changed to February 17th. They'll send you a new community service form. Make sure you get everything taken care of and then get that stuff back to us on or before the 17th. Okay?
Got that.
All right. You can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
All right. Thank you. You too.
All right. On the record regarding Terrell Holmes, this is EM4288.
Afternoon, Paul Zarlingo appearing on behalf of Mr. Holmes. He appears by video.
And it looks like all we're doing is setting this for another pretrial conference. Is that correct?
That's my request, Your Honor. I was appointed fairly recently. I have had contact with Mr. Holmes by phone. He's very good about calling me back. I'm not in a position to do much this afternoon.
Okay, that's fine. How much time do you need?
A month, if possible.
Take a look and see what your schedule is like on either February 24th or March 3rd. I think we have a lot of room on February 24th.
You know, the 24th, unfortunately, is not ideal. Would March 3rd or maybe even March 9th or 10th be possibilities?
I'd prefer we go ahead and keep this on March 3rd. So we'll do March 3rd at 1:15 for the new pretrial conference. Mr. Holmes, we'll send you a notice of the new court date and time. It's really important that you keep in contact with Mr. Zarlingo to see if we can get this matter resolved on March 3rd at 1:15, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Is this the only
Okay.
case you have, Mr. Zarlingo? Or
No, I have Mr. Roybal, and he's trying to figure out getting checked in. If you don't mind, I'll just put myself on mute, give him a buzz, and try to help him.
Okay, that's fine. Give me a second. I still have to write up Mr. Holmes's.
And Mr. Holmes, I'll give you a call here in a minute, too.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, Mr. Holmes, you can go ahead and leave the meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll just call you off the record.
Yeah. Sir.
Yeah, hold on, Mr. Codre. I'm not ready to quite call your case yet.
We're cool. Yeah. I just need a little bit more time.
Yeah, Mr. Codre, I know what's going on in your case. I just need you to mute. I'm not ready to call your case yet.
Already.
Okay, that's fine. So I don't see this person.
Yeah, we don't have her. She's
Oh,
confused.
okay. All right. All right. Carmen, I'm going on the record regarding Brenda Reisenhagen. Its case number is EM3616. Mr. Garland informs me that there's a motion to continue on this case. He has no objection. She's evidently sick. So I'm going to grant the continuance. Looks like she was scheduled for pretrial today. So can you tell me, I want to give her time, so I'm looking at like the February 17th or the 24th. Is one of those days better than the other for the continued pretrial?
Checking right now.
Okay.
24th has more availability.
All right, we'll reset this matter then to February 24th at 1:15, if you'll send it to her. Do you want me to put something in an ROA in response to the thing that Adam says is in the queue, or is just us doing it here and me putting on the Rule 211 enough?
That's enough, and I'll go ahead and make sure to send something through email if there's one on there.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. All right, now Alicia Cordray, if you would unmute your device.
Yay.
Okay,
Thank you.
Now, do me a favor and stand still. In other words, quit moving around. All right, this matter is scheduled for a pretrial conference, and it looks like the city attorney is agreeing to give you another chance to get everything done. In case number EM3191, there's 16 hours of community service, and in case number EM4650, there's 16 hours of community service in the Making Better Choices class. Have you signed up for the class?
I was the community. Be something.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time hearing you. Evidently, yeah, turn off your camera. That might improve your. Yeah, go ahead and turn off your camera. They might help to increase your bandwidth. Okay, Mr. Cordray, are you still there? I'm not able to hear you. You're frozen on my side. Did we completely lose him, Carmen?
We did.
Well, I'll wait for him to sign back in. All right, until he signs back in, let me move on to Ms. Tarita Walker. If you would unmute your device. This is EM1913. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Pretty good.
Okay, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge against you from December 22nd of 2021 at about 3:15 in the afternoon in the area of the 76th and Highway 2 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
Yes, sir.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
I'm sorry.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video? Do you understand that? I didn't hear your answer.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will? Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea? A little bit louder.
No, sir.
And are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, sir.
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation on December 22nd of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty? I didn't hear your answer.
Guilty.
Thank you. I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, sir.
All right, you've got a good driving record. Your scheduled fine is $120. I'm going to reduce your fine to $60 based on your good driving record and the plea bargain that you've entered into. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to email you the total amount that's due and payment arrangements. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon. All right, Mr. Cordray, go ahead and unmute your device again. Let's see if we can get it to work this time.
Yeah, is that better?
Yes, much better. Okay, just try to hold still so that I don't lose you again. All right, we're on the record in case numbers EM 3191. On that one, you owe 16 hours of community service. EM 4650. On that one, you owe 16 hours of useful public service and the Making Better Choices class. Have you signed up for the class yet?
I have not signed up for the class, but I signed up for the community service in the place that I have. They didn't call me back, so I got to sign up, get that situated. Handle
Okay, well,
that.
you're only going to get one more chance to get this stuff done. So because you haven't signed up for the class, we're going to set you out about 6 weeks. I'm going to set your case for pretrial conference to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to reset your case to March 17th at 1:15 in the afternoon. You're not going to get another chance to get this stuff done. So you need to do all 32 hours by then and get the class done by then. I won't postpone your case again. Do you understand that?
Yeah, so you'll be able to, so what day is it?
It's going to be Thursday, March 17th at 1:15 in the afternoon for both cases.
Okay.
All right,
So
the clerk's going to email you with a reminder notice of that date and time, another referral to the class, and another community service form. So let's make sure to get everything done this time, okay?
yeah, I appreciate it. And can you send me an extra copy of the papers that I need for the community service to my address on file, or the address you have?
Yeah, they're going to send it to your email address. They'll take care of that.
Okay, I appreciate it.
All right, keep an eye out for that email. It'll come either later today or tomorrow, all right?
Alrighty.
All right, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Mr. Zarlingo, were you able to reach Mr. Roybal? If you go ahead and come back on.
I was, he just seems to be having some difficulty getting logged on. I have him available by cell phone. And I don't know if we could clear, I guess we could, I can give him another call, Your Honor.
Why don't you put him on cell phone and then put your cell phone on speaker?
I'll call him right now if that's okay.
Works for me. This is EM 4287.
Mr. Roybal, I have you on speakerphone and the case has been called with the court. I just want to let you know that the court can hear you speaking right now, but Your Honor, can you hear my client? Why don't you say something there, Andrew?
Yeah, that's fine. I can hear Mr. Roybal. Mr. Roybal, Mr. Zarlingo is simply asking this case to be set for another pretrial conference so that he can be better prepared to try to resolve your case at a future court date. Are you in agreement with that?
Sure.
I didn't quite hear him.
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Zarlingo, how much time are you looking for on this case?
Would March 3 work for this date as well?
I think so. All right, we'll reset this one to March 3rd, 2022 at 1:15. My clerks will provide reminder notices to you, and also to Mr. Roybal with regard to the new court date and time. Mr. Roybal, I need you to stay in touch with Mr. Zarlingo so that we can try to get this resolved on the next court date, okay?
Yes, sir, I will.
All right, thank you. You can both leave the meeting. Thank you, Mr. Zarlingo.
Thanks, Your Honor.
So it looks like, sir, we're only missing a Montoya from the 1 o'clock docket
Correct. Or at least there were
and
two.
115 Fernandez.
Right, Silvana Fernandez.
And then Shorty, but it says you got something from, I think, an email from either Krista or Krista about that one. You may have,
I've had it in my mail, but we reset it to today, and he's on today's docket.
oh, okay.
That's what the email was about, was just giving him more time, so we reset it over to today.
Oh, okay. So then that one, and then we have 3 juveniles, and 2 of the 3 have signed up on Zoom. So we'll just wait for them to sign in.
Okay, I assume that's the Camarena brothers? Or brother and sister?
Yes.
Okay, so we're waiting for Osmond Maldonado. Yeah,
Yes.
you know, the one thing I didn't see on Shorty was the notice that went out to him when I looked at that the last time. Let me look now.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and look at that. I must have looked at it wrong.
Oh, this is something new. I hadn't seen this one. Yeah, it just came in today. I hadn't seen it. This was his deadline. Okay, yep, I had not seen that. Okay, so we won't be seeing Mr. Shorty. We're doing this by plea by mail. The case is being dismissed.
Okay, perfect. I'll mark him off.
Mm-hmm.